from the news organization. Arunil is joining us live on the broadcast. Arunil, earlier obviously we had highlighted how the NTSB had cautioned the foreign media, especially even though obviously they had not named them clearly. They had said that certain media reportage is rather speculative. All of this in the backdrop of how the Western media has reportedly, been claiming that possibly it's the pilots or the human error which was at the crux of the crash. And now you have the Federation of Indian Pilots, which are now, issuing a legal notice to certain Western media portals. Help us understand really what is the action which the Federation of Indian Pilots has now taken.
It moved by the Federation of Indian Pilots, basically the pilot body in India, issuing a notice to Reuters as well as Wall Street Journal for reporting and pinning the blame on the pilot in command. Now, how that report? So they had said that it were the US investigators who had given this information to them. We were there at the Ahmedabad crash site. There, US investigators were very much part of the investigation. They were working in tandem with the AAIB. Why this kind of a rhetoric was spread? Why premature information was spread by the US investigators? That is again a big question really comes to the fore on that aspect as well. Now, what NTSB has said, that is also very significant. They have said the entire reportage was premature. We should help and support AIB when it's doing its investigation. In fact, the preliminary report of AIB also mentioned about the fact that AIB has sought further evidences from all the stakeholders, be it Boeing, be it General Electric, be it Air India, and the investigation will continue. We should wait for a conclusive report which will be released by the AIB. Now, we at Times Now as well, we have not deterred from questioning the high and mighty in the aviation industry. Questions have been raised on Air India, be it on Boeing, be it on General Electric as well. Now, coming to the report that was published in Wall Street Journal, a high criticism has been received for this report by the pilot body in India, by the pilot body globally as well, and now NTSB's statement again becomes very, very significant.
Let's help our viewers understand, graphically what exactly has the NTSB said, because viewers, NTSB has called for caution. It's very important, this call for caution, because it's coming in the backdrop of the reports and speculations in the Western media. What does it say? First of all, it says media reports are premature, they are speculative. Then they go on to say that preliminary report has already been released by the AAIB. They fully back the AAIB. Probe of this magnitude also takes some time. Very significant statement. Finally going on to say that we continue to support the ongoing probe. The probe basically, questions, and those questions should be addressed to the AAIB. This is a statement by the chairperson at the NTSB. Also, what has the Western media been saying? It's also very, very important because there is a section of Western media which has been drawing certain conclusions, and we are getting to know that AIB also had earlier, which we'd like to highlight how they had slammed the so-called premature narrative. They had said that the reporting is selective, unverified reporting is irresponsible, going on to say that everyone must refrain from spreading these premature narratives. The investigation is still not complete. It is too early to define and reach any conclusions. Arunil continues to stay with us. Arunil, very significant, isn't it? Because earlier you had the AAIB, which was highlighting the need for restraint, and now the NTSB, also calling for caution.
Well, Meenakshi, we need to understand that the pilot is no more now, and they're not there to defend themselves. Their family members will also have a bearing with these kind of reports that have been published in foreign media, particularly the US media. And what is those reports were published? Because US investigators told them they did not have any concrete evidence to support it. It was completely a source-based information that was published in the Wall Street Journal, and that is why it has been heavily criticized by NTSB also criticizing it. Now, what is NTSB? It is basically a US State Transport Board. It is one of the top boards in the United States, and their significant NTSB's statement again becomes very, very significant. And what was the motive behind US investigators to give out information to a selected media house about who were they trying to favor? Because again, I'll point out the pilot is no more there. He cannot give out a statement.
Exactly, you're right. The pilots
and with respect
are
to
no
this,
more. They are not there to defend themselves. So why indulge in speculations? Why not wait for the final report to come out? And that is the word of caution also, which is coming from not just the AAIB, but also the US NTSB. Thank you, Arunil, for joining us with